tell us a little bit about Midnight in Wiami. Like, what drew you to like a racing experience? What were like the kind of like how did that concept formulate? And I'm sure that was a lot of fun to work on. So, like, tell us just a little bit about like kind of like building that out specifically.
For sure. So from a game design standpoint, we always try to start with an experience that we want to give a player. So when we think about the metaverse, the fantasy I think that everybody here probably shares is an exploration fantasy. Like we want to explore the metaverse, whether it's Snow Crash or The Matrix or it's Ready Player One. You kind of always get those first few chapters whenever you open that book is to get a sense of exploration, this amazing world, right? We all want to explore and see what it would be like and think about that. So we start with the player there. We think about exploration. Then, given what we're building, which is a digital futuristic city of Wiami, we kind of have our place. So we want to explore a city of Wiami, and that brings a lot of things that are really cool. It's different to explore that scale, but we think about kind of a North American city with streets and buildings, and a size of it in the tens of kilometers squared, right? So we're building quite a large city, but it's still a city. And so, in order to explore a city, a player is going to have to move around. So, we want to make movement as fun as possible. So, in order to keep you playing, we have to make sure that you can explore. Moving around is really, really fun on a minute to minute basis. And so, that naturally leads us to wheels. Because really, if we think about a city size and scale and architecture, it's really built for the car. At least Miami, or our version of Miami, is really built around the concept of a car. And so it naturally leads us to let's make really fun driving gameplay. It's really engaging. Let's bring in some experts who've made some of the best, car driving physics in the world. Let's bring in experts who are able to procedurally craft a city and procedurally generate really beautiful streets and lighting and buildings. And so when we end up with one versus one racing on the streets of Miami at midnight, it sounds really cool, but it all links back to that core player fantasy of wanting to explore a metaverse city. And that's why we would have cars and not, per se, exploring it on a pogo stick, right? So you want to be able to traverse and have fun at the scale we're looking for. So that's what brought us to kind of this one versus one racing. And it really demos really well, too. It's easy to sit down at the racing sim with a wheel and pedals, sit down and play a couple laps. And it's a really nice bite-sized chunk for someone to get it, to have a lot of fun in, and then also to see the vision and see if they could join us and help us build out this metaverse in the coming months and years.